Let me start with a piece that was in The Guardian today about what U.S. corporations, how they're screwing the American public. U.S. corporations don't pay taxes. I don't give a shit what they say. They may claim, like Verizon claims that they pay taxes, and perhaps they do pay some. But when I say they don't pay their taxes, they don't pay, these big corporations don't pay what they are legally charged to pay, which is about 35%, I believe, is the corporate tax rate. And this is after all the breaks, all the deductions, all the weaseling that they can do. But anyway, I'm sure you've heard of Oxfam. That's the global anti-poverty charity. And they've just released a report. And in this report, it talks about these U.S. corporate giants like Apple and Walmart and General Electric, and the fact that they have stashed $1.4 trillion, money that should be subjected to tax just like the money that you earn or I earn, $1.4 trillion in tax havens. And this is in spite of the fact that the taxpayers in the United States have provided billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to these predators to support them, to give them breaks. Oh, please open up a place here in my state. I'll give you the land free, tax breaks, everything you want. And then these corporations, when they start doing business and they make their profits, they hide the profits. It's really crappy. Anyway, according to Oxfam, the sum that these corporate giants have stashed to avoid paying taxes on is larger than the total economic output of Russia, South Korea, and Spain combined. And the money is held in what is described as an opaque and secretive network of 1,608 subsidiaries based offshore, according to Oxfam. Now, you and I know, and anyone that pays attention to this stuff knows, that these subsidiaries are just bullshit. They might be a post office box in the Bahamas. The charity's analysis, according to The Guardian, of the financial affairs of the 50 biggest U.S. corporations comes right at the time there is the scrutiny of tax havens following the leak of the Panama Papers. And the charity said its report, and it's entitled Broken at the Top. This report is a further illustration of massive systemic abuse of the global tax system. You know, this is what globalization has done. These companies now, they try to screw every nation that they can out of what they should be paying, and they're very successful at it. Apple, the world's second biggest company, topped Oxfam's list with some $181 billion held offshore in 3 subsidiaries. Nice, huh? General Electric, which Oxfam said has received $28 billion in taxpayer backing, GE came in second with $119 billion stored in 118 tax haven subsidiaries. You know, I read this day. It really infuriates me because there's nothing I can do about it, nothing you can do about it. Probably nothing anyone can do about it unless the entire system is smashed. But let me go on. Microsoft was third with $108 billion stashed in offshore subsidiaries. And rounding out the top 10 were pharmaceutical giant Pfizer, Google's parent company, Alphabet, and, of course, the real predatory death dealers, ExxonMobil, which is the largest oil company not owned by an oil-producing state. It's the largest private oil company. Oxfam contrasted the $1.4 trillion held offshore with the $1 trillion paid in tax by the top 50 U.S. firms between 2008 and 2014. And Oxfam pointed out that the companies had also enjoyed a combined $11.2 trillion in federal loans, bailouts, and loan guarantees during the same period. And as The Guardian reports, overall, the use of tax havens allowed U.S. firms to reduce their effective tax rate on $4 trillion worth of profits from the U.S. headline rate of 35% to an average of 26.5% between 2008 and 2014. And Oxfam said this had helped the firms spend billions of dollars on what is referred to as an army of lobbyists who are calling for greater state support in the form of loans, bailouts, and guarantees funded by us. There's 327 million Americans. Of those 320 million Americans, a huge number of that total are people who work for a living, perhaps at shit jobs, perhaps struggling just to stay even, but they pay their taxes. And where do the taxes go? To these predatory capitalist bastards. You and I pay taxes, they don't.